Hi guys, my name is Ellie. I teach sewing and crafts at the library, and today I want to show you how to make a nautical inspired candle holder. So all you're going to need for this project is some twine or yarn, a pair of scissors, a glue gun, and then a recycled jar from your kitchen. So with your jar, you're going to want to clean it and remove the label. If you're having problems completely removing the label, here's a tip that I learned from my grandma. All you're going to do is spread peanut butter on those sticky adhesive parts. Let it sit overnight and then it'll scrape off really easily. My grandma is the queen of reusing jars, and this tip has saved me so much time and so much scrubbing. I just had to pass it along to everyone else. So thank you, Grandma, you're the best. So now that your jar is clean, you're going to take a piece of your string and tie it around the lid of the jar. And at this point, we don't need to tie it super tight. We'll go back later and adjust it. So then you're going to cut your cord 6 times the height of your jar. So my jar is about 5 inches tall, so I cut my cords 30 inches. So now I'm going to fold one of my pieces of yarn in half, and I'm going to attach it to the string at the top using a lark's head knot. So I'm going to take this loop and put it over and then behind the string at the top. Pull through a little bit so we get this loop, and then I'm going to take the ends of this cord, pass it through the loop, and then pull it tight. And now I'm going to continue this for the rest of my cords. For this size jar, I only cut 5, but you can cut more or less depending on the size of your jar and how many knots you want. Okay, so now I have all the cords attached at the top, so I'm going to go back and make this knot tighter. I'm going to clip off the excess. And now I'm going to make sure all these cords are evenly spaced, and I'm going to slide one so that it is over this knot. So now I have all the cords where I want them. So now I'm going to start tying the knots. So I'm going to take 2 cords that are next to each other, but from different knots, join them together, and then I'm just going to tie an overhand knot to secure them. Like so. And then I'm going to move over to the next 2 knots. And then I want to tie them together so that this knot is at about the same height as the previous one. Okay, so I'm going to continue that all the way around the jar. Okay, so I've got my first round of knots done. So now for the second round, I'm just going to find 2 cords that are next to each other again. And tie a knot about right here. So it's in between the previous 2 knots, but directly underneath the very top. So I'm going to continue this around the whole jar, and then I'll just keep continuing this pattern until I get to the bottom. So now I've covered my entire jar in knots in this fishnet pattern. So now we're going to secure it at the bottom using our glue gun. So I'm going to flip the jar upside down and start with just one pair of cords that are coming from the same knot. And I'm going to pull it so it's pretty taut towards the center of the jar. Now I'm going to take my glue gun, put just a little bit of glue closer to the center, and then press the yarn down, making sure it's still nice and taut. Then I'll go back, cut off the extra. And then we're just going to continue this all the way around the jar, making sure that we pull the yarn tight and get it secured at the middle. So I finished gluing down the strings at the bottom, and this step is completely optional, but I happen to have some sand around the house, so I put some in the bottom of the jar and then put my candle on top of that. If you don't have sand, you can either skip this step or use something you already have, like pebbles or those marble stones, or even maybe some seashells. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I wish you health and safety, and I'll see you next time. Bye.